I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I got today through the post after a 2-day postal strike in the UK. It's all Depeche Mode stuff apart from this first one, which is the Kuna Coils version, cover version of Enjoy the Silence. This is a promo CD, not worth a lot. It came with uh, a job lot of Depeche Mode CDs from eBay. Also in this job lot was a limited edition interview um, CD. It says it's a picture disc, which is a bit peculiar for as a selling point on a CD. But anyway, yes, it's got a picture on it. It's from back in the early 80s, I guess. Alan Wilder's still with the band, and they all look very young on the photo. I guess this is probably a transfer from a vinyl-based interview picture disc that they did. So it'd be interesting to listen to that. It's always good fun listening to the interviews, especially from the early days. The only duplicate in the job lot that I got was the Bog or Bong standard CD Bong 20, World in My Eyes CD single. So I'll be putting that in a better case and trying to resell that maybe as a job lot. And then actually another kind of bog standard CD single, but one I haven't actually got. I've got a multi-track US import of this actually. It's Policy of Truth, CD Bong 19, 3-track version. Strangely, didn't have it, so it's nice to get hold of that. And then another quite standard CD single actually that most people probably do have if they collected CD singles when it was released, and that's Enjoy Silence. Obviously, a bit of a ratty cover. I'll swap that out. Interesting thing about this is it's one of the 3-inch CD singles that they did. Despite the cover being a bit ratty, and the front of the CD, and I've had a look at the back, and it's perfectly fine. It'll play great. So again, it's nice to have that. I've got all sorts of different versions of Enjoy the Silence, not just the cover versions, but lots of different versions by Depeche Mode, and it's good to have that in the collection because I was surprised that I again didn't have that among all the other ones. And then another version of Enjoy the Silence on CD single is a US import. This is an 8-track, mostly remixes of Enjoy the Silence, 8 tracks CD single. So that's nice to have. Again, the cover's a little bit, the inlay's a little bit rough, but you know these things are getting on a bit now in terms of their age, so it's to be expected there might be a bit of damage to some of the covers. And it was a good price. You know, he wasn't selling them as mints or anything. Now, strangely enough, I've got 3 different versions of the Violator album here. They were just part of the job lots. This one I think is just the normal UK version, crack case. I'll sort that out. I'll probably just sell this as a job lot as well. It has got a kind of holographic sort of sticker on the back that I've not seen before. I don't know the significance of that. I don't think there's anything particularly special about that. This one, made in England, it says on the back, looks like the box standard release again, a Violator, but actually when you look on the disc it says made in Holland. So some kind of European release. I'll probably keep hold of this one. I'm not that big into variations of things, but it was part of the job lot, so I'll keep hold of it. And then this one is another variation. This one's actually a US version, you can tell, because it's got the Sire logo on the back, the Reprise logo. The case is really scratched. It's almost as if they've written my initials on it for some reason. Again, I'll just swap the case. So that's nice. And then finally in the albums, surprisingly, I didn't have the original CD release of Music for the Masses in my collection. I did have it. It disappeared. I don't know if it's gone off with an ex-girlfriend or I've, for some reason, given it to a charity shop or something. But it's nice to get back the original, which has got the 3 the pattern of the three tannoy speakers on it on the disc. That's better, in my opinion, than the copy that I did get a couple of weeks ago when I realised I didn't have the CD version of the album, which has just got the one. Three is better than one. I don't know. This disc, I think, was part of a double pack with Black Celebration, I think. So it's definitely a reissue. So it's nice to have the original CD back. That was it in terms of what I had in the job lot. And then from another eBay seller, I got a Precious CD single. It's a one track. It's the radio version. It's a promo. So yeah, I've got the other versions of Precious on CD already. I might even have another promo actually, but it's nice to have the different versions of the promos when they're a decent price, and this was a decent price. I wouldn't pay silly money for a one track CD single. Life's too short. Life's too short. I don't know. What am I trying to say? And then finally, just to satisfy the vinyl junkies out there, I do have a vinyl to show you, and there will be more vinyl to see if I do any more of these videos. I've already talked about in my previous blog posts some of the vinyl I've been getting hold of. I've kind of started looking at some of the more recent 7-inches, so it's pretty cool to actually get a very recent release. Depeche Mode Wrong. Cracking video, cracking single. Nice to have out the 7-inch. It's a numbered limited edition, whatever that means these days, especially with Depeche Mode. But it's a nice, very nice sort of red marble effect 7-inch. So that's pretty cool, and I'd be happy to add that to all my old 7-inches from back in the day. It's one of the only coloured vinyls I've got. I'm not really into coloured vinyls. I do have the original Flexi Pop Flexi disc, the red Flexi disc of Sometimes I Wish I Was Dead from back when it was originally released. And I did used to have a grey splatter vinyl 12-inch version of Never Let Me Down Again, I think it was. Sadly, I sold that with some other stuff to a collector quite a few years ago now. I've managed to get most of the things back. I'm not actually that bothered about getting the splatter vinyl back. They seem to actually be quite common. It's interesting to just explore what's out there in terms of the 7-inches. Actually, easy to store, nice objects, tend not to get too battered in the post as well. There's always that risk when you buy a 12-inch that it's going to get the corners bent or stood on by a post, even though it's covered in fragile stickers. Anyway, I kind of planning to do some more of these videos. First one I've done on this subject, and probably, yes, it is the first one I've put on the blog as well. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I plan to do some more kind of unboxing kind of videos as I get more stuff delivered. I kind of realised I've kind of missed out on a trick because I've actually got quite some stuff already that perhaps I should have unboxed on camera. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Cheers.